I know. I don't have to.
We're good? All right. All right, good evening, everybody. This is the Town of Fairfield Conservation Commission acting as the Inland Wetlands Agency. Today is May 6th, 2026. Lucas Thomas, Dabney Bowen, Richard Boucher, Jay Stain, Peter Hood, Cato Mahoney, Ted Luxinger, Diane Saunders, and Salvatore Vassallo. So everybody's here. If you could all just stand and Rich, this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands
one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay. No need to appoint any alternates. You have a full member board. Inland Wetlands Agency meeting on April 8th, 2026. Approval for draft meeting minutes. Any comments, questions, corrections from any commissioners? And
I make a motion, we approve it.
any second for that motion? Second, all in favor? Aye, all around. Okay. Moving on to number 2 there, Inland Wetlands Agency site walk meeting from April 15th, 2026. Any comments, corrections? Concerns, not in motion.
I'll make a motion.
Any seconds in motion? Seconds, all in favor? Aye, all around. Very good. Moving on, excuse me. Roman numeral 5, public hearing. This is continued. So the public hearing stayed open. It continues to be open. And this is WP 26-0022 Land Tax 2970 Bronson Road, map 173, parcel 60. Renovation and regrading of the Upper Blair playing field at Fairfield Country Day School, installation of subsurface drainage, and construction of fitness trails and pedestrian footbridge within a regulated area. The decision may be made if the hearing is completed or the hearing may be continued. The 35-day public hearing timeframe to complete the hearing ends on May 13th, 2026. An additional 65-day time extension may be provided by the applicant. The further public hearing continuation, July 17, 2026 are possible. A potential continuation date is June 3rd, 2026. That needs to be fixed. If the hearing is completed, the agency shall make a decision within 35 days. The staff recommends approval with conditions. Hello, sir.
Good evening, commissioners. Brian Carey, professional wetland scientist with Land Tech with offices in Westport, Connecticut. We're here on behalf of the applicant, Fairfield Country Day School. So since our last meeting, we have had some changes to the plans based on comments received from staff, but also from commissioners based on site walk, and also in with the to try to hopefully address their concerns. So we've actually gone ahead and simplified the plans quite a bit. If you remember, one of the sticking points of the last meeting was there was actually a bounce wall for lacrosse training. We actually ended up removing that. And we did a mid portion of the trail was previously down below an existing retaining wall with the grading, which was a lot closer to the wetland, and the grading. We've actually moved that up into the existing field along. Yes, so it's up there, which needed to be met with approval by the neighbor. The only minor change we're still in the process of working with is comments from the town engineer's office. Kurt will address this. I know there was a meeting on site with town staff and the engineer. And they've asked for some additional changes to the plan. Personally, we feel like we can make those changes after the fact. We did not submit, excuse me, I did submit a technical memo into the record that basically describes the changes. He's asking for some details, the design details, changes to the actual walking path. I'll let Kurt go through that. I wasn't privy to the meeting. I wasn't able to attend. So I'll let Kurt walk through that. But again, we think we've simplified this. Staff has issued a positive recommendation stating that there is no impacts to wetlands. There was another staff memorandum that was issued, I believe, early last week that went out with your package. That basically said that they did not have any additional comments based on the changes that we are showing you here. So I'll just let Kurt walk through kind of what the engineering department is requesting and why we feel that we can address those changes possibly through staff deliberations and after the plan.
So, Kurt Lowenson for the record, professional engineer, Connecticut, awesome. Westport. Last Thursday, myself, Tim Bishop, Conservation Department, Anthony Santiago, and Bill Hurley, both of the engineering department. We all met on site. We did a kind of abbreviated site walk, looked at the elements relating to the stormwater management. We discussed the road access way down, and then we discussed the walking trail itself. The biggest sticking point that we had, and Tim has addressed that with the memo, was the 10-2 requirement from the stormwater perspective. Our position is the kind of small nature of the project and the minimal potential impact of any kind that could be to wetlands. We think that this application, that's a little above and beyond. So we'd be seeking a waiver of that, and you've seen your staff report, or rather in your documents that Tim prepared a letter that saying to the same effect that 10-2 in this case, from the town perspective, in the wetlands perspective, is acceptable as a waiver. Engineering did have a few other comments that they highlighted in their May 4th comment letter that kind of just ratified what we had discussed in the field. There's a few minor reporting that they would like us to show in our drainage report, but in principle, it doesn't create any new areas of disturbance through stormwater. The plan that we've developed and the stormwater report that we've developed, as a whole is complete. It's just some of these little kind of minor to the report that we hopefully would allow us to work out with the engineering department as we move through the process.
Kurt, do you mind just going through the memo that was provided by the town engineer and just kind of giving the tenor of what was being requested and how you would address that?
Sure. So item number 1 reads as all projects greater than 1,500 square feet of new impervious area requires a drainage report and a stormwater management plan from a licensed engineer, which that's already in your record. That's part of what we've already provided. Call outs on the plans as clearly as existing or proposed. That wasn't specifically discussed on what they were concerned about. I think in our site walk, and I think Tim could speak to it as well. I think it was clear what we're intending there. As far as what's the existing condition, what's the proposed, I think that can be addressed through just a simple conversation with the engineering staff. I don't see any plan revisions necessary for that. Item number 3, this is what I was speaking about, kind of some tweaking to some of the details of it. Without getting into the weeds too much, a curve number is essentially a rating that a surface gets as relates to the potential for runoff. We were using a 96. The town engineer has requested a slightly more conservative number of a 93. Essentially, higher number, think more runoff potential, lower number, less runoff potential. So Beautiful meadows will hold the water better, asphalt, water will run off higher. So few points, it doesn't really move the needle, but we'll make that adjustment in our model. And then the fourth and final item broke down to, basically 5 points. The first being analysis of the 2, 10, and the 100-year for proposed work. Our analysis already incorporated the 100-year. The 2 and the 10 is along the lines, and that follows into item C as well, as where we don't think the reduction of the 10-year post to the 2-year pre is warranted for this application. We can add those storm events to it so they can see what the 2 to 10 are, but again, we're requesting a waiver of that, and which is consistent with the memo provided by your conservation office here. Item number B, a 50% reduction of the 2-year storm as required by the state stormwater quality manual. That's not something that necessarily is written into the Fairfield stormwater regulations. It's part of the state manual. Typically, when you're designing up to the 100-year, the 50% reduction from the 2 it almost is automatic. We did look at that to ensure that we meet our current design does meet that. It does, but we will add that to the report just so they have it for the record. Again, item number C is where we're requesting a waiver of that for the 10 to 2. Item D, this was probably the biggest point of discussion while we're out there. They're looking for a further analysis of the footpath. And Brian, if you want to zoom out so I can show the commission what we're talking about. So there's the access drive down from the upper parking lot there. That's in the darker gray. That's not what that item D is referring to. Item D is referring to the lighter gray hatch that is the pedestrian only trail that is going to be following all the way around the lower Blairfield, loops back around, and then loops through the wetland corridor, which would be Plan West here. Essentially what we're doing there is we're scraping back a few inches of earth and placing clean wash stone in its place. So from a stormwater perspective, from a potential impact to wetlands perspective, it's a modest improvement. So if we think of soils, standard soil, you have about 30% voids, of airspace basically. So it can store, 30% of that soil will store water. Whereas a wash stone, you're looking at 40%. So if you look at an apples to apples, a little bit of stone in there does, it's only 3 inches, it's not a lot. It does provide a slightly more advantage as far as stormwater goes. And we'll detail that in a narrative form in our analysis or in our drainage report. I don't feel that going through an entire analysis of the site for this entire trail is, again, to me, it falls in the same vein as the 10 to 2. It feels a little overburdensome to do an additional analysis of that. I think it's simply explained in narrative form that addresses that comment. And then item number E, they may not have got a copy of our soil testing. There's soil testing that was done. We did agree when we met last Thursday. They asked for 2 additional perk tests closer out towards the end of the field, kind of left field, essentially along the fence line there. We did do that the other day, so that data will also be incorporated. So, all in all, like I said, these are kind of ticky-tacky type of, engineer to engineer, no larger, broader impacts as it relates to wetlands. So again, we're hopeful that you would allow us to work that out with engineering, but allow us to kind of continue through the process as a condition.
All right, thank you. I'll have one quick question. Is there a time frame that you're looking for? Is there like,
So obviously, the construction season is starting. There's portions of this project that may or may not have to go to the Historic District Commission. Again, like Kurt said, we got the staff recommendation, based on everything we submitted. There is no impacts to wetlands. We believe everything in the staff recommendation will comply with that. It's just that the engineering comments were coming in a little bit late with the timing. So really what we would be requesting is just to close the public hearing tonight. And then I can submit, these plans again, make sure that the plans, I didn't want to print out 18 copies and throw them in the throw them and then redo them. So we're just requesting a public hearing be closed, and then I know standard you guys to vote on it a month after the.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions to the applicant representative?
Like to hear from staff on the drainage.
Okay, great. You're up, Tim.
So, I would say like, like my memo details, I think this project, as it relates to impervious surfaces is not a parking lot. It's not a huge building. We're talking about foot traffic. Granted, portions of the access road will be paved, but that's so far from regulated area. I don't see, or foresee any impacts, to, hundreds of feet of grass, in between. Yes, there's steep slopes. We did discuss, some stone, deeper gravel trenching along the side for reduced velocity and increase storage, but compared to what's there now, and I think I wasn't on the walk with the agency, but you all probably saw that it's kind of a grass integrated gravel path on the way down right now. It's compacted, it's probably been driven on by golf carts and small machines for decades. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not gonna argue impervious data to that material, but it's not that far off. So I don't, that's why I wrote the memo to, in this case, it's site specific. It doesn't happen often, but I don't think that this project with a footpath warrants compliance with 7.13 in our regs for 10-2 stormwater management.
All right, great, thank you. Commissioner Fain?
I think Tim is good for the record.
Thank you.
I have a question for Brian. If we vote on this next month, foresee having enough time to complete it before the school year starts?
Yes, I mean, if you're willing to vote on it tonight, I'll never say no. I don't know if there's, obviously.
Don't leave.
That's where
Don't
I'm
leave.
going.
Yeah, I think there will be enough time, but more time is always better.
Okay. Are you guys all set? Okay. Is there anybody here in the room that would like to come up and speak in support of this application? Is there anybody online that would like to speak in support of this application? Is there anybody here in the room that would like to come up and speak in opposition to this application? Is there anybody online that would like to come and speak in opposition to this application? All right, so I need a motion to close the.
I'll make a motion to
Motion to
close.
close the
second it,
public
yeah,
second.
I agree.
Public hearing is now closed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
We are moving on, public hearings, WP -26 0035, given 154 John Street, map 241, parcel 219. Construction of a 70-foot by 78-foot commercial garage within a regulated area. Decision may be made if the hearing is completed or the hearing may be continued. 35-day public hearing timeframe to complete the hearing ends on June 10, 2020. An additional 65-day time extension may be provided by the applicant. Further public hearing continuations to August 14, 2026 are possible. A potential continuation date is June 3rd, 2026. The hearing is completed, the agency shall make a decision within 35 days. Staff recommends conducting a site walk and continuing public hearing pending submission of additional information. All right, good evening, folks.
Before you guys start, I'm so sorry. I just want to remind everybody in the audience, there are mics all in the room. So if you guys are side talking, that's gonna pick up on that. We're not gonna be able to hear what they're saying.
Thank you for that. Yeah, please, we
We can't hear anything.
But just so everybody here knows, when we're in a public hearing, well, for any meeting, but also specifically for public hearings, the testimony is recorded. In the event that there's any litigation or anything afterwards, you have to have a clean record. So while we may be able to hear, we have a clear recording of the record. Okay, thank you. And if you do need to talk, feel free while we're talking here, go outside and have a conversation and come back inside. All right, thank you, please.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, my name is Michael Latrella. I'm a licensed professional engineer and land surveyor here in the state of Connecticut. Also a member of the Huntington Company. I've been here in Fairfield for 26 years, Huntington Company. Property, as we all know, is 154 John Street. Alongside of it, another piece of property owned by Mr. Gibbons, which is 90 John Street. It was our proposal, even at the compliance meeting, that 90 would have an easement over the entire piece in favor of 154. That's why we have, besides the building, we have the storm drainage system, we have the catch basins, we have the parking lot, we have the water, the sewer, and the utilities tie into John Street. So we have a lot.
Well, did you have an exhibit, any maps that you can put up?
I don't have it on the computer.
I pulled it up.
Rendering?
I think for the pump, for everybody's edification, it'd be not to have it, something.
I'll just hold it for now. You want me to stand best?
Is that this one?
Oh, you don't know.
What's the date? No, that's different. Yeah.
This is the existing condition.
This thing can.
This is a wetland map.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Hang on. What's the date of it? Hang on. 1/16. April 22nd, 2011.
We don't have.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's a,
That's a record map. We
Yeah, no.
we switched the lot line to make one lot smaller, one lot bigger prior to this project. And this is the map that's on file at the town clerk's office.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that property line meets the property line that's on the map at 20 years. Okay?
Yep.
That's right. It used to be up here.
No, now it's over here. Okay.
And that's recorded.
Yeah. Oh, here. No, I have it then. Yeah, this is. Okay.
that's it.
Okay, I can, I'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our intent is. The purpose of the parking and all the utilities. Let's see.
Okay, that's a quick question.
Yeah.
The reason why you don't merge lots and rather you use it.
Mr. Gibbons didn't want for me, wanted to keep them separate and just put an easement over.
All right, continue. Yep.
That's. The map says there, it's in the properties are zoned design commercial district. The land slopes moderately from the south to the north. There's a small regulated area in our northwest corner. That's from the 100-year setback in the northwest corner of our neighbor at 172 John Street. The neighbor next door on John Street, next to 154 is 172. His northwest corner has wetlands that were mapped and they're on file in the wetlands department. Mr. Gibbons proposes to keep the operation the same, except he'd like to put a building there. And I think you already said on the call was the size is 70 by 78, 5460 square feet. We have parking and everything else that'll be on number 90. Sewer, water, electric, everything will be across 90, and that'll service the new building. There's already a sewer lateral in the existing sewer on John Street. That'll service this lot. Thank you. Because of the new impervious areas, I designed storm drainage system based on a HydroCAD program. One of the comments was that it wasn't accepted. HydroCAD is accepted in most towns around here. Just to call a few out: Milford, Trumbull, Monroe, Bridgeport, Stratford, Stanford, Easton, Weston, Westport, Norwalk, and of course Fairfield. Fairfield's engineering department has accepted HydroCAD computations for quite some time now. So I investigated all storms, from the 2 to the 100-year storm. And we will be capturing every storm except the 100-year storm. That's the only storm that some water will spill out from the 60 units of 4x4 concrete galleys. And the existing conditions for the 100-year storm is 1.56 CFS. The proposed conditions would be only 1.24. So there's a decrease. All the other storms, as I just said, from 2 to 50, we contain everything within those 60 units. 100%. Couple quick comments from staff. First thing they mentioned was reliance on off-site drainage. Off-site drainage was on our property. But at the time, apparently, they weren't aware that we were going to give 100% easement over the lot at number 90. Let's see, what's planting plan. Usually, in my years, coming before you go, the staff, we can submit a planting plan and have it reviewed either by you or staff. That's not a problem. Mr. Gibbons sent a copy of the proposed planting plan to staff first thing this morning. Sedimentation and erosion control plans are briefly outlined on this plan. What I can do, unfortunately, I did not do. I can make a separate sedimentation and erosion control plan. Again, there's no wetlands in our immediate area. But I can submit an additional plan that show the details. There was mention of no plans for the retaining walls. Retaining walls will be 3 feet or less in height. And in town here, and in most towns, retaining wall 3 feet or less. Does not need for diving wall. So it's just, build the wall out of most anything. None higher. It's on the south side. The wall is proposed on the south side of the building. That's just to bring down the elevation of the first floor. Unless you have any questions, and we got Mr. James McManus, our wetlands person, out in the property. And unfortunately, I don't have comments from the town engineer. His comments were that approval is not recommended at this time for the following reason. And it states, proposed utility lines and detention systems for the building on 154 encumbering 90 John Street. These are not either be combined or leaving aside. But it's always our intention to keep that down. For code review to have 100% easement over the lot. So again,
Do you have an easement prepared that we can review?
Well, it'll be the entire lot. It'll be for,
The language of the easement stay.
it'll be for utilities and parking. That's all that's there.
But that they can't be sold separately. Lots could never be divided.
That I don't know.
Well, that's not a problem. I own both the properties.
And
Right.
yet,
Sorry.
and you said if it's under 3 feet, the retaining wall, right? It says construct retaining wall as required by for building access, and it says 4 feet minimum on the plan.
Yeah, oh, that's the distance. That's the distance, that's the face of the wall away from that corner of the building, because there's a door there. So the door is probably 3 foot 8 inches.
You're saying,
Oh,
from the
is
distance
that-
from the building.
Is that why it's bumped out, you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
That's for handicap access. We brought it back into that side door.
So that's good. That was the clarification. All right. Is there anything?
No.
No, okay.
Stand with the wetland impact.
Right.
That's what we're here for. And if you don't address that, we can't make any determination.
For the record, James McManus, certified professional soil scientist, JMM Wetland Consulting Services, offices in Newtown, Connecticut. I visited the site on March 10th of this year to review the site for wetlands, and I found none. And and then I guess we have a wetland system about 90 or 95 feet away from our project site. And just chatting with the project team and reviewing the plans, I see no impact to any offsite resource with this proposal.
Would your client, right now, it seems that that building is within the upland review area.
Yeah.
Yes, and if he just makes the building smaller and gets it outside of that, we have no jurisdiction.
You still do, because as long as the 100-foot radius
It's on the
of
property.
the property.
So we gotta deal
We're
with.
gonna have some
We have to
grading.
address it with either you or staff, either
Yeah.
a
The only-
certificate or a full permit.
The only difference would be, instead of having a part of a building in, we'd probably have some grading or some stone wall or some sort of something. Path or a sidewalk or something would be in your upper.
I can't shrink the building now.
Why is it built?
Yeah, it's built, it's already built. It's already cut at the factory. And I have
Why
all,
would
It's not on the site.
Have any,
it's not on site, but,
yeah, but why would
Why
you
would
do
you
that? You might
before
not
have
get any.
approvals?
Premature.
well, it was,
That's a business decision you made.
Yeah,
That was probably unwise.
right, but,
That doesn't involve it.
Yeah.
it will conform with all the setbacks and everything. So there's no wetland whatsoever on the property. I mean, it's not even, you even have it yourself that it would not, and, your first part of the report, that it would not impact the wetlands.
But there is a customary process here that we ask our applicants to abide by. And it includes things like a planting plan, an erosion control, separate erosion control plan and sediment plan. It includes a written report from the soil scientist. It would include the legal easement so that we can review that as well. These are all customary documents, part of this process.
Right,
And we ask that you abide by that.
we absolutely have been. We sent you a plan for the trees and then.
We don't have a planting.
It's not customary, it's legal. We have to, as an agency here, we rely on our report, that's a staff report, we rely on that, but we have to rely on all impact. Basically, we have to have enough sufficient information as an agency to make a finding that there's no significant impact to wetlands. So we need some scientific basis for that. So Jim, gonna need more information for you and something for the record on that. Again, this is a public hearing. I think most of those people here tonight are here on this application. And I think they're gonna provide testimony, we'll see, but we need to have a record for this application.
Technical thing,
So,
Okay, I have a technical, there's nothing listed for project alternatives. So by my standard, the application is not complete.
oh, no, Commissioner, I'm not gonna, we're 5 feet into.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Can I finish my sentence? And in the application, that's a requirement. You can say what you want.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's blank, and that's a requirement.
Yeah, and
If you come to, just a second, if you come to the last meetings, you would know that I bring that up every single time.
right.
And what I do is I've been pointing out lately that we've had several applications that have been very attentive to that. So that's a sticking point for me personally.
Right, we still need to have an impact to the regulated resources that are
I'm
off.
just telling you that, I'm saying, as a technical matter.
But as a
Okay,
technical
you're not-
matter and
No, but
legal.
that is our job.
Yeah, no,
your
it's
job-
actually my job too. My
Okay.
job is to assess the development and then assess the impacts of the resources.
I'm
And
not
to provide
directing
a
at you,
report.
I'm saying to the applicant.
Okay.
I'm not,
One-
you're
one at a
not
time.
pushing back. I'm saying as a technical matter right now, it is not complete. And that's just a fact. Okay? It has nothing necessarily to do with you.
Yeah, we're not gonna withdraw this. I'm not
Nobody
gonna
is
get a
suggesting-
denial.
Nobody is suggesting.
But I would. I would
Well,
refuse to vote on
I
it.
think what we are asking is for a complete application. Every applicant that comes before us has to provide a complete application. There's no reason why you should be any different than every other applicant
That's
that's
true.
before us.
No, I'm not saying we should be.
It is remains an incomplete application. So I would suggest the next time you come before us, you take the checklist and make sure that you're providing everything. It will save your time, it will save our time, and we will be a more gracious body for that, because we can't make decisions. The staff report is nothing but a recommendation from the staff.
Right.
It's this board that makes the ultimate decision. So
Yes.
I would suggest that
You suggesting I do a full-fledged function and value impact assessment report?
the law, as Jay pointed out, it doesn't matter if there's a 5 feet a review area, 50 feet, 500 feet, or 5,000 feet. If your property is in the review area, then you have to submit a complete application.
I guess, Jim, I would just say that, you know, should have a complete record. What you consider a complete record is up to you, but I, you know, as a fellow professional, I would recommend that you have a good record.
I can give you an example. I think it's similar. It was in my memory. There was a project on Hope High Street that had a small portion of a building in the back corner of the lot. And council there had proven feasible alternatives and gave his reason why none of those were fine, but he still had it for the record.
Gotcha. I understand. I'm not fighting with the commission. I just, it's.
You've been before us before. We
Yes.
know who you are. You're well respected before this board.
I appreciate that.
Just letting you know that these are our
I get it.
comments to get you somewhere.
I get you.
Right. Commissioners, any further questions for the applicant or their representative?
One point I would make with respect to the planting plan, putting in non-native arborvitae. I'd prefer to see some sort of native planting there as opposed to a non-native. Just a small item. But if you're good for the ecosystem services.
We're not adjacent to a wetland. We were sort of keeping the tone of the rest of the neighborhood who has a bunch of ornamental plantings as well. We're sort of keeping that tone and as well as screening Mr. Gibbons' property from the neighbors as well.
I'll make a suggestion.
Okay.
American holly is a great alternative to arborvitae. It's
There are alternatives.
green
that
or
provide the same function.
No, well, whenever the commissioners, any further comments, commissioners, questions?
I would like to say a few things.
Right, then, who's that?
Gary Gibbons, applicant. April 8th meeting, I wasn't notified that there was gonna be any discussion about this project. And nobody notified me. It wasn't online, as well as Mr. Petula from Huntington Group, so we had no idea. The meeting took place without us. And we viewed the recording, the online afterwards. I'm just letting you know, no, it wasn't listed on your website and nobody had,
On the agenda
Brought
as
it
an
up to
it was on the agenda as an accepted application.
right, but it wasn't
Motion
listed,
as,
listed at all on your information that was gonna be presented on the April 8th meeting.
There was no presentation other than the application was presented to the board by the staff and we accepted it.
Right.
The next step was today. the
Okay, well,
hearing.
I'm just, for the record, we didn't know about it, we weren't notified.
There's
We
no-
assumed this was gonna be the first meeting in April,
Oh, it is.
the May.
It is the first.
This is the first
Yeah.
meeting.
The only
Yeah.
thing that was discussed was you had asked for a waiver of the
Right.
fee, and we didn't really, we decided to wait till after this.
Okay, so now we can talk about the fee.
Not right now.
No, no, no.
No, we will today, but not right now. Yes. All right. Okay, so anything further, sir? I don't want to cut you off if you wanted to say anything further about your application itself proper.
Well, I mean, most of the stuff that was asked for, with the exception of the easement, we did provide, we provided the plantings. Going back to the code meeting that took place in June of 24. And there was, the only suggestions, the only comments that came from Wetlands was the tree plantings along 172 and 176 John Street, the buffer. And nothing else about about the drainage plan or anything like that. So just for the record.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. Very good.
We will make sure we'll have everything here. though, next
Great. Thank you. Good. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, folks, thank you very much. So this is a public hearing. Now, the applicant has completed their presentation for today. Is there anybody online? Oh, there's all around. Anybody online that would like to speak in support of this application? Is there anybody here in person that would like to speak in support of this application?
I'd like to just say one thing. We live right next door to this. And,
Can you give us your name and address?
I'm sorry?
Name and address.
Oh, Drummond Bell, 26 Old Meadow Lane.
Yeah.
And obviously, this has a big effect on us.
And you're speaking in support?
No.
That's not, I'm talking about the conservation side. because That's what you guys are involved in.
Are you speaking in support of this application?
Not a.
So then it's not time to
Just
speak
hold on a
yet.
second.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying.
No,
will
wait.
there Be a site.
Wait.
I can't hear it.
Do not
Okay.
speak yet.
Not yet.
Just a minute,
Yeah.
hold back.
Okay. So
Okay.
one more second and you would have gotten there. Is there anybody here in the room who would like to speak in opposition towards this application?
Yes.
Yes,
come on up.
thank you. All right.
Getting better at this.
Yeah, you can
Cheer us up for the.
Right,
come up.
Sit anywhere.
sit here.
Yeah, name and address, what you did.
yourself. Thank you, sir.
So we live at 26 Old Meadow,
And your name?
And your name?
Drummond Bell. Okay. And we are obviously right next door to this. Literally, the building itself would be 10 feet from our windows. So from a conservation issue, will there be a site visit and will that involve anything looking at the property without trucks there or whatever, doing any environmental assessment of what's there today? I don't know that answer and you'll obviously.
So what we will be doing will be a site visit. But we're not environmentalists. We're a volunteer board from the town. And the information is provided to us by the applicant. And if you have some information, it'd be best if it was by a licensed, soil person or some other person who can give us a report.
Okay.
And our jurisdiction, so you should know, is simply on wetlands and the effect of something on the wetlands.
We understand.
Okay, so it's not about the building size, it's it's all about just the wetlands. And I'm sure they have more things to do with regard to trying to build the thing. But for our purpose, it's just the wetlands. And so if you were to have some sort of soil scientist or some other specialist come in and prepare a report that somehow reviews their report and says, oh, no, they're wrong, or, well, they're right, or
I got it.
whatever it might be, that's what you would
And
do.
we should send that to you.
We're gonna have another meeting next month. It'll be just like this. They might present some more information, and then I will again open it up to the public to speak and present your information.
I got it.
I just want to say one thing, architecture and building placement are not our
Right, I
our
understand.
cup of tea
That's
unless
easy.
building placement affects wetlands.
Okay?
Got it.
Great. So if you have anything you'd like to talk about, soil, water, storm runoff, anything that would affect somehow the waterways,
Right.
that would be something we'd love to hear.
Okay.
Okay?
It's good.
And you have
Okay.
the right to present.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
And so would we present it there or would we send a letter or email or whatever?
Whatever
that we
you
could have
prefer.
ahead of time.
You can do it ahead of
Both.
time. You can come and present in person.
Yep.
Whatever you prefer. It's public hearing. It's open to the public. It presents a record that we have to keep. And there's sometimes people appeal decisions that we make, and that's the record that's used for a judge to then think about.
Ahead of time would be preferable to
Yeah.
give us a chance to
I'm sorry?
review. Ahead of time would be preferable to give us a chance to take a look at it prior to the actual meeting.
And if you email it or mail it or drop it off at the conservation office, they will make copies and distribute it to all of us, and they will also put it on the website record. That's preferable. If you don't have time to do that, you can bring copies with you and distribute them during the public hearing.
Okay?
That answers the question.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Is there anybody else here in the room that would like to come and speak in opposition to this project? Yes,
Come on
ma'am.
up.
Please come on up and give your name and address.
Just statement. My name is Susan Cugliari and I live at 85 Southport Green. And I am curious to know the fact about how you're feeling that the building will be built on one piece of property owned by one entity. And the drainage, the parking and all of the buffer plantings and that will be on another piece of property owned by another entity. So they could be separately sold, traded, or whatever. They're not affiliated.
Well, that's part of the questions that we asked. I had specifically asked for what will the easement look like? So we don't know the answer to that yet. So we're in the process of that. There's nothing illegal about what they're doing. There's two parcels, and if there's an easement over it, it runs with the land. So if they were to sell one parcel, as long as, for the record, I'm an attorney. I do real estate. I've seen easements. I've drawn up easements. So easements go with the next owner. So it would be difficult to undo, to do that if there is an easement.
And I'll just add that because the parking and utilities are on one parcel, if they were to sell that parcel separately, it may no longer, the business side may no longer comply with zoning regulations. And that would be something that would have to be taken into consideration.
Right.
But it's not mandatory that it's all owned by
Not
one.
mandatory.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's also really kind of not our.
Yeah.
area.
Not- yeah.
It's not really, yeah, so that would be zoning if it gets to there, whatever, yeah, okay, yep. Anybody else in the room that would like to come and speak in opposition to this? And mind you, there'll be a continuation of the public hearing next month. Seeing none in the room, is there anybody online that would like to speak in opposition to this? No, none right now. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next month. Yes.
Question of staff.
Oh, staff, yes.
Did we get a memo regarding this application, drainage aspect of this application?
From engineering?
Consideration at tonight's meeting.
Oh, probably not, because it said it was incomplete. And
No, the drainage from the opposite, from the neighbor.
We did receive opposition documents
Is
from.
that on the record?
Yes, that's in the plan.
Okay.
I just didn't know if everybody was aware of that.
Two separate opposition parties.
There's no one here tonight to present that or.
Yeah, well, yeah. Could we get a response from the engineering, town engineers on the drainage that was done?
Did we?
No, I know you did, but he says he couldn't study it because it's not part of the application. It's not part of 154.
Talk to engineering. Yeah,
There's two
I can't speak for them.
I don't,
I know there's one engineer who commented. Is there anybody else who commented?
Um,
Opposition group?
in opposition,
Yeah.
there's two different law firms
Oh.
representing
The other
separate
law firm had,
opposition.
professional?
one had,
Pincus is on one.
Yeah.
Wapsie Rosen was the other one on the affordable house.
Oh.
next door. Affordable house, right on the corner lot. I just saw that today. Did that just come in?
It just came in this
That came
morning.
Today, yeah.
All of that's on the cloud, so you could
Yeah,
access
got it.
anything we
I
have.
was just, I didn't hear about the second.
No professional that I'm aware of.
It was just a letter from the law firm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah,
Continue the hearing,
yeah, sure. Motion
to continue the public hearing.
and
for the-
Dabney seconds, and the public hearing is continued to next month.
Yeah.
All in favor, I'm assuming. Yeah,
Aye.
all around. Yeah. Okay. So, again, just thank you, everybody, for your patience, but this is the process. We go through it. I will allow, if you've seen any of our meetings in the past, I will allow everybody to speak on what they need to bring before us, okay? All right. We are applications for receipt.
Third?
Yeah. Did I-
Tell them that it's around for the fee waiver.
Oh. Sir, you can stick around. We haven't gotten to the fee waiver yet, if you wanted to hear what we're gonna do. So, you don't need to be there. All right. So, I think so. We'll get there, fine.
It's gonna be in a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so applications for receipt, number one, WP 26-0046 Land Tech 476 Mill Hill Terrace, map 228, parcel 30. Demolition of an existing structure and construction of a new single-family dwelling with stormwater detention system and associated site work within the regulated area. Last day for public hearing or decision is July 10th, 2026. Staff recommends scheduling the site walk and a public hearing for June 3rd, 2026.
Everybody's here.
Well, we're just, accepting, yeah. Well, all right, well, if that does it to accept it, we don't need a motion to accept it, we just accept it, so, but I want to, kind of, we have a whole bunch of sidewalks. So what I'd like to do is,
Can you accept all these?
we will be accepting all of them, not yet,
Okay.
but, I'd like to accept them now, and then the public hearing date and the site walk, I'd like to do it in other, so that we can coordinate. If that's okay, I think I might need a motion to modify the agenda to do that. Anybody willing to?
Two sidewalks.
Do a motion to,
Make a motion that we discuss site walks, but at the end of the agenda, we rearrange agenda to accommodate, so we can do that in a informed and efficient manner.
Dabney, second set?
Second.
All in favor? Yes. Okay, thank you. So number two is WP 26-0051, Redness and Mead, Inc., 121 Winton Road, map 143, parcel 163. Construction of a single-family residence and associated site improvements, including a driveway. Motor courts? I'm not sure what that is.
Parking court.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Could be. We don't know.
Swimming pools, patios, utilities, and stormwater management systems within a regulated area. Last day for public hearing or decision is July 10th, 2026. Staff recommends scheduling a site walk and a public hearing for June 17th, 2026. And we'll accept that one.
Yeah.
So number 3 is
I
WP.
just want to go,
Yep.
excuse me,
Yes.
just meant to interrupt you. I just want to go on the record that I will be recusing myself in that application.
Oh, thank you for putting that on the record. I was looking at that. Thank you. Number 3, WP 26-0052. Holster Industries, 2834 Reading Road, map 167, parcel 16. Demolition of the existing dwelling, barn and shed, and construction of a new single-family residence with patio, driveway, stormwater management system within a regulated area. The last day for public hearing and decision is July 10th, 2026. Staff recommends scheduling a site walk and public hearing for June 3, 2026. And we'll accept that. All right, now, moving on to Roman numeral 7, fee waiver requests. Number 1, continued WP 26-0035 Stevens 154 John Street, map 241, parcel 219. Construction of 70-foot by 78-foot commercial garage within a regulated area. The applicant requests a fee waiver of $12,500 application fee. Staff recommends discussion and consideration of waiving the $5,000 IWP fee. Okay, so now this is where we are. Sir, you can come in, name and discuss a bit, and then you might have questions, and we have a discussion as well.
Okay, so. First off, there is no wetlands on my property. I know I'm within the regulated zone. And secondly, it's for me, a little bit of a hardship because my work has been seasonal. I work in the, I haul sand and gravel and stuff like that. When the asphalt plants are open, they close for the winter. So I'm out of work from like December till April, and I have a big kid in college, so if, it's just a lot of money for just this, the permit. And if that fee could be waived, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay, any commissioners, any questions?
I don't know if we're premature on this discussion. I kind of feel like, this is gonna evolve more. And we haven't seen the end of it yet, so, part of what the fee is designed to do is cover our costs. Costs could get substantial.
Well, I don't think we can keep this open. I mean, we basically opened the public hearing.
It's fine, I just, I certainly would not recommend raising the whole fee. I think staff's recommending raising the IWP fee, which is $5,000.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
probably
comfortable
would
with
be
that too.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that would show support on our
Yeah.
end for what's trying to happen. I'm comfortable with it.
But
also.
I think Commissioner Fain makes a very good point that there's gonna be some staff all around on this file. Yeah. And any other comments or questions from any other commissioner? Then any motion on the fee?
I'll make the motion then that we waive the $5,000 IWP fee as recommended by staff. I think it's an equitable solution.
And Commissioner Boucher seconds, all in favor? That is, looks like it's all around on that. No, okay, 1 no. Okay. Very good. So you got $5,000 off.
Oh, brother.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yes. This is Roman numeral 8, declaratory ruling request, number 1, 400 Dunham Road, Union, map 221, parcel 2. Installation of a raised garden bed within a regulated area. Staff recommends scheduling a site walk prior to approval. All right, hello. Hi. So, yeah, give us your name and what we're talking about.
Sure. My name is Bradley Williams. I'm the homeowner of 400 Dunham Road, and this is my mom. Her name is Young Sook, same last name Yoon, and she's also the co-owner of the houses of 400 Dunham Road. We first approached Tim to ask a question of putting a hand-operated garden so that we can produce our vegetables and stuff at home that we will be consuming. And then he suggested that we filed the petition for declaratory ruling. And here we are. Everything that I suggested is that within the 20-foot by 20-foot area, we'll be putting a raised garden beds, that as mentioned, it'll be hand operated, no machinery will be working. We won't be using any chemicals to grow our plants that we will be actually be consuming. So it have a minimal effect to what is going on in the wetlands. We won't be excavating anything. If anything, we'll be putting the garden beds right where they are currently. And then with the nature of where we live, there's a lot of deer. So within that concern, we're just, I think I've attached a picture of a small reference picture of what type of kind of fence, but not really a fence that needs to be dug into the ground. It'll be attached to the garden beds to prevent any animals to come in and consume those vegetables and stuff that we're growing. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it in the wetlands or is it in the upland review area? Regular area?
That's difficult to say. That's why the reason why I recommended the site walk. It's close. I think there's a lot of wetland soils in this area, and I think knowing the exact location on foot would be helpful.
It really doesn't matter, I guess, from the declaratory ruling point of view.
It doesn't accept access would be my concern. Crossing the water course and into regulated area could cause compaction and erosion, which would not be covered.
It's on the other side of the water course from the house.
Yeah, so, and it's in the FEMA floodway, so like I said, it meets the definition of agriculture under 11Q, but I just have concerns about the other half as far as access, egress, to and from to conduct the application, similar to we've seen in the past where declaratory ruling for a barn for agriculture, we know, but then the road isn't guaranteed and what we have to handle in our permit. So I just think without wetlands, professional soil scientist mapping and the location on a survey, I think it's just better to see it with Mr. Yoon's direction to say this is where it's going. And then the agency could say, that's fine, yes, or move it or whatever.
I don't think. Question. Commissioner Hood has a printout? Is there
It's on the
some?
back.
It's attached.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
Sorry.
I don't,
I have a photograph, but.
I don't think I think, I guess, if we wanted to, we could ask for the wetland location as part of it. That's what, I don't think that prohibits us from doing so. What we have to do is make a decision whether the activity itself is, considered a farm activity, but I think we can ask additional information if we.
I would agree. I was just trying to be economic for the resident
Yeah.
without having to go to that expense.
The waterway, Great
Pretty
Brook,
obvious.
that's a perennial, like it flows
It's
all.
flowing, yeah, it's
all year
perennial.
round. How do you plan on crossing?
There is a bridge already so we
Oh, there is.
just purchased the house back last year of February. And there's already a bridge that was already there, and then there was actually another one that
Oh,
kind of got destroyed.
a wood bridge?
Yes, yeah.
How wide do you know? Ballpark?
Well, about as
Footpath?
wide as this table.
Walkable?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get a better understanding on the site walk.
Yes.
Are there, where you're anticipating putting this, and you'll show us, I guess, is there currently a path? Is there anything that gets there? Are you gonna make a path?
Like as I mentioned, there's a bridge, then it's all grassy land right now. And then right against that is where I will be proposing where I would, that 20 by 20 foot area that where I'm gonna be.
Is it
putting-
an area you currently mow?
Sorry?
Do you currently mow the lawn there?
No.
No, okay. Well, let's take a
Okay.
look.
Take a look.
All right, we'll take a
Yeah.
look.
Take a look. Right.
So
Quick question on the walk. Is all of you guys coming or?
whoever wants to come.
Whoever wants to,
So-
it's usually about half of us.
Yeah.
Just us dedicated ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't require food.
No vegetables.
You don't like my
I
attitude?
just wanna make it-
Nice.
Coffee, please, guys.
I want to make it clear, though, it's an actual public meeting. sidewalk is.
Yeah.
It's generally, like we just said, 4 or 5 people, but it's open to the public who want to come while we're there.
Okay.
So you know.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just not familiar with the process. Is that,
Well, staff will
Yeah.
coordinate with you and we'll show up on a particular day around 6 o'clock in the evening.
okay,
And it will coordinate with you.
Yeah, you'll know when.
And we're gonna be scheduling it here
okay.
in a few minutes, so.
Just so you guys are aware, there's current construction activities going on, one with the kitchen renovation I have open, and then there's another one.
We don't go in the house.
No, but there's a site gravel pathway that I'm working on.
For the sidewalk.
Yeah, so just so you
Do we
guys.
have, will you be able to bring us into the back area to
We
go?
can,
over
it's
that
a
bit?
little tricky, but it's.
That's all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
We'll
We
see
were
you
able-
there.
Yeah, we
Great, thank you.
walked in the woods
Great.
and then, okay,
Thank
great.
you.
That's it, and I mean, we'll pick a date when we come.
Yep.
But that would be it. You can wait to hear that date, or staff will let you know.
Okay.
Okay?
Great,
So it's up to
thank you.
Thank you, yeah, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Room numeral 9, old business, number 1, WP 25-0031, Land Tech. 845 Mill Hill Terrace, map 228, parcel 16. 4-lot residential subdivision with associated infrastructure within a regulated area. Discussion of the conservation easement concerns. Um. So I'll start with did everybody see there's an email from Tim?
Yeah, came in late this afternoon.
Yeah, it came in late this
I
afternoon.
didn't really get to look at it all, but yeah.
So this is where our town council is on some of it. Some of it's clear. The other part, I'm not sure what some of these mean, Tim. Maybe you can help me. I think this depends on how they define the 2 areas.
Right,
Protected
right.
property versus the reserved residential area. So was there some discussion that broadens that, or what would that be?
That was only from Phil directly.
Just from Phil?
Yeah, there was no discussion. That was his review of
Okay,
what was supplied and distributed from Land Tech. If I could put that on the commission agenda, unless you want to leave it as it relates to the wetlands application.
Well, an application is approved, correct, or no? For the individual houses?
Yeah, that was that.
But these,
This
you
is
know,
a
this
condition of
was,
that permit.
so.
just the Mill Hill.
Yeah, so a couple of things on this. One, this kind of highlights some of the issues that we're having with these conservation easements and why we're doing them. And, you know, are we the right person to hold them, and what land should actually be protected and not. As I recall on this particular one, you know, we did not ask for this. This is something that they offered as part of what they considered their, and I don't know if mitigation is the right word, but it's something that the applicant offered as part of the subdivision. I don't recall any of us specifically asking for it. You know, after, I mean, this was a while ago, so after I've learned now, I don't know if we would have accepted it. We would have probably had a more detailed discussion, but we are where we are now. So I think we have to work through this process on this particular one. I guess you know, the way they showed it, they showed this is one big area as a conservation easement. I am from reading the town attorney's memo. We would have to divide this up so each easement was on individual lots. So that's the way it would have to be enforceable. And I agree with that. I think that makes, because otherwise you're taking land away in terms of the buildable area. It's not gonna be a fee simple process, parcel. It's gonna be a conservation easement restriction on each one of these individual lots, which, and again, I don't think that we can take away the zoning aspect of that because it's part of the individual lots and this is a private agreement. And that doesn't, you know, so I agree with those 2 points. What starts to get really muddy is it seems like they want to take away any teeth from this easement at all and have it, you know, everything be on the table in terms of grading and, you know, any type of activity can be permitted in the future. I think the reason we have these conservation easements is to take a lot of that off the table. So, personally, I think they need to, if they're gonna offer us a conservation easement, we want the purposes of a conservation easement, which is that area to remain undeveloped, I think, so, I think that the applicant needs to understand that. They seem to be fighting that.
Yeah, Phil and I had the discussion today when I sent that was this is the process we went through with this one is a little backwards. At the time, the commission hadn't started working on the model easement yet, so we had nothing to offer them to say, hey, this is what we're looking for, number one. But then in process, that resulted in them offering the town the easement with their language, and like you said, didn't include stuff that's valuable to the commission or the agency. So it is a little, I think, cumbersome and probably missing a lot of what the agency and the commission would value.
I really want to avoid that, we were in a situation now where we're revisiting a lot of these old easements and, doing reinterpretations, and we're getting to, I guess, legal battle. I'd like to avoid that in the future. I'd like to be absolutely crystal clear in the language, what can be allowed and what can't be allowed. Otherwise, especially for us, because we're not in any position to be a land trust to go out and do these enforcements. It's difficult for us to do this. So I think it needs to be absolutely crystal clear. And if they don't want to have that, those restrictions, then I don't think we should accept the easement.
I think we should, put this on the Conservation Commission agenda. We'll have more time to do a more in-depth conversation as opposed to what we're doing here. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I just wanted to kind of
yeah,
bring,
no, I think that
some of this forward because it's getting frustrating on
Yeah.
these.
Well, the reason was here is because it was tied as a condition of the original approved permit, wetland permit, so.
Yeah, but I think we need to make the distinction. I don't recall any time during that whole conversation that us asking for it. It was preferred to us, so it might be in, it should be clear that this, we need to perfect the conservation easement, but this was something that they volunteered.
Could we clarify something here? What document are they making comments on? Because I didn't see any document in the file cloud. So are they looking at what we had for a tentative model, or are they comparing it to?
They prepared their own language and gave it to us.
Where is that? I couldn't find
might
that
not have-
document.
Might not have moved that forward. That would have been in a previous cloud file.
If you could
I'll
put that in the
recirculate it.
cloud, because I'm not sure what they're referencing.
Point.
Especially since they have some defined terms here, like reserve residential area. I don't even know what that is.
Sure, I'll recirculate them both.
But they seem, we will discuss it at the next meeting, but it seems like they're confused about these two areas, and they're saying, well, we want to just use our normal landscaping practices on this conservation easement. But that's obviously totally different from the concept of conservation easement.
If they're
So,
plopping the house down in the middle of an easement.
Yeah.
That's the problem is, is the easement property separate from the homes, or is it, are they making the homes a part of the easement?
What they're doing
That's
is
what's
they,
confusing.
if you recall, they do have the houses separate, but I think they want to use the land, the conservation easement as part of their development envelope, and I think that's contrary to what we.
I would take issue with that, absolutely, and.
Again, it's kind of snow to the Eskimos. We'll give you conservation easement, but we'll reserve all rights in it, so.
yeah, right. That's how it reads.
Right.
So,
all right, we'll discuss it at the Conservation Commission
Isn't that
meeting.
No offense to any Eskimos that may be listening.
Moving on to number 10, bills and bond releases. Number 1, WP 23-0153 Hudson 875 Mill Hill Road, installation of a curtain drain and deposition of fill in rear yard and construction of an in-ground pool within a regulated area. Request from William Penny Associates for final bond release of $14,000. The staff recommends partial bond release of $12,000. Hold the remaining $2,000 for 2 full growing seasons. How's that?
Everything looked good when I was out there. All the
Yeah.
conditions have been met, but the plantings were done last fall, so I'd like to hold some of the money to make sure they survive.
So the plantings were done last fall. So the 2 growing seasons, we're talking about just one more growing season, right?
So if they were done in fall of 25 to fall of 27.
Okay, all right, so, very good, just to be clear. Any comments? Any motion to, approve or release?
Right, I move that we accept staff recommendation and release the partial. Remain and hold 2,000 in arrears for full planting grant.
Okay, that's a motion. Any
I'll second
second?
it,
Rick
yeah.
seconds, all in favor? I,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's all around. Okay, very good. And number 2, WP 23-123 Gordon, 546 Old Academy Road. Meadow restoration and soil preparation, tilling, removal of invasive species, seeding. Bone walking paths and installation of 2 pedestrian footbridges within a regulated area. Request from Walter Stapleton for partial bond release of $6,500 of an original $10,500 bond. Remaining $4,000 to be held for 5-year invasive species management, and the staff recommends partial bond release of $6,500 of that.
Again, everything looks good, but it is, meadow restorations take a little time. So we want to hold some of the money to continue on with the invasive species management.
Very good.
So I'm just curious, did Walter come up with the holdback or did you all, was he asking for the full?
No, he was asking, he knew that with the invasive species management plan
And
too.
I'm curious, how does Walter tie into this?
He's the site monitor.
He's the site monitor.
Site
Yeah.
monitor? Okay.
Yeah, I had that same question last year. I'm like, where's this famous Walter Stapleton?
I know, but I just said, I said, Walter's kind of like, yeah, he kind of is, right?
Have they installed the footbridges? They have, okay.
All right,
I
so,
make a motion to approve
Yeah.
staff recommendations
Right.
and hold back, what is it, $4,000?
okay, and Rick seconds, and all in favor on that?
Aye.
I think that's all around. Yes.
That goes out.
Okay.
There's 100.
Roman numeral 11, legal enforcement actions, number 1. Thompson,
What's that?
805 Mill Hill Road, map 288, parcel 93. Notice of violation issued to the property owner for conducting a regulated activity within a regulated area without a permit, resolved with improvements pending. Okay, that's a good thing, Tim?
Yep, I met Mr. Thompson out promptly after he received the NOV. He had been doing some raking within perennial water course just downstream of actually the pond related to the 875 Mill Hill Road bond release that we just heard. And we met and reviewed what was going on. So as far as improvements pending, he's going to discontinue doing any kind of handwork in the stream. He also agreed to convert about 3,000 or 4,000 square feet of manicured lawn into meadow, including a 10-foot riparian no-mow buffer on both sides of the watercourse that will be planted with native species. So
That's very nice.
Wow,
We
that's
like
really
that.
great.
Yeah.
Nice, I like
it's
that.
mowing for him.
Yeah.
It's
All other properties too.
there was no bridge to cross with the mower, so he enjoyed the educational moment in the field and is gonna look to go that direction, so
Nice. Oh, that's wonderful.
Very good. Good job.
resolved.
All right. Number 2, Seagren, 351 Toll House Lane, map 14, parcel 48. Notice of violation issued to the property owner for conducting a regulated activity within a regulated area without a permit. Corrective action in progress.
This is related to the homeowner, someone living at the house with the homeowner, dumping massive truckloads of leaves in the regulated area. Nicole met with this homeowner and they agreed to remove them manually and dispose of them properly at, facility like Denali.
Yeah.
So again, another educational moment that you can't just fill in the wetlands with someone else's leaves.
Gotcha.
Right.
Very good, very good. Moving on, number 3, update Gudis 1533 Fence Road Drive, map 253, lot 45. Notice of violation issued for the property owner for conducting a regulated activity within a regulated area and conservation easement without a permit. Corrective action in progress. That's good.
It's this one, they have retained Land Tech. And they did reach out to us and they are gonna be submitting staff level permit to conduct properly.
Okay, that's good to hear. Number 4, update Hurley 120 Merwin's Lane, map 223, lot 48. Notice of violation issued to the property owner for conducting a regulated activity within a regulated area without a permit. Per town attorney, new notice of violation issued to property owner tenant on April 23rd, 2026.
This one is interesting. I think I mentioned this at the last meeting. This is the one where there's a landowner and a tenant conducting the unauthorized regulated activities that include basically stripping the entire lawn of grass and regrading and filling. Apparently there was multiple or dozen or so triaxles worth of fill or topsoil going in that's gonna alter surface flow and the hydrology. There's wetlands on 3 sides of the property. There's excavator, there's stones being imported, stockpiles of material, no sediment and erosion controls. And again, this is the matter between the landowner who doesn't live there and the tenant. And the tenant's the one conducting the work. So after last month's meeting, when I brought this to the agency, I discussed it with town attorney, who suggested that I resend the notice violation to both the property owner and the tenant who's living at the 120 Merwin's Lane. To date, I have no response. I have been in touch with and continue to be in touch with the property owner, but the tenant has not responded. And I'm not sure lease language and obligations and whatnot, but next step will probably be issue a citation and then file suit against the tenant
And the property owner.
and the property owner. Yeah,
Now-
duly.
Did the landowner know the tenant was doing that?
No, not till we brought it to his attention. There is tension between the two.
Oh, I bet.
That's not friendly tension to my understanding.
Okay.
So
But I mean,
that's,
there's backhoes and fill going on?
yeah,
Serious.
Yeah,
so
We can bring them together through a violation.
that's right.
Okay. All right.
that one's unique, and a little complicated, unconventional.
Okay, well, keep it up. Number 5, update Docks 410 Reading Road, map 225, lot 31. Notice of violation issued in July 2025 for conducting a regulated activity within a regulated area. Corrective action in progress.
This one, given the date of July 2025, I was out there, met both homeowners. There was a lot of back and forth with the office. Then they went, if you recall, this one went cold for a while. I would say, what, a month or two ago? Issued a citation.
Yeah.
That got their attention. They're back in touch with Sarah, they're gonna get a certificate and move forward.
What's the activity, Tim?
It was the construction or reconstruction of a stone wall that went through their front yard, but also into wetland. And was there,
And the 4 trees.
oh, some tree work. So
Okay.
relatively minor.
Just needed to nudge them.
Yeah,
But at least now they're.
nice people. They're not, no pushback, no.
Okay.
So that one will move forward and be completed.
All right, number 6, update Black 270 Bronson Road, map 227, lot 181. Notice of violation issued to property owner for conducting regulated activity in a regulated area without a permit. Citation issued on March 13, 2026. No response or appeal to citation to date, and NOV filed on the town land records on April 9th, 2026.
So that is just an update since we met last. The agency approved to record that. So this is just informative that on April 9th, it was recorded on the town land records. I did on Tuesday send mail a formal notice to the property owner, letting them know that the citation and the NOV have yet to be addressed, and the citation balance as of Tuesday was $9,500 and continues to accrue. So I recommended that they contact us as that number will continue to get bigger.
I have a question about that. I don't remember because there's been so much activity around this property and other related properties. Was this NOV, was it put into action when Mrs. Black owned the property or when the previous owner owned the property, Chris Taylor?
So she's the listed owner. This was initiated in I would say January.
Okay.
January, February.
So she was
Although
already
Mr.
listed.
Taylor lives there.
What
He's
happens?
Still the owner.
What happens if the property, there's no lien and the property changes hands? Then the current owner is still responsible, right?
No owner to sponsor.
Yeah, that'd be a attorney question, but
How would they find out?
Who find out?
The new owner.
That's why we filed a notice on the land record.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, they're
Pending judgment.
assuming
On the property.
they would do a title search. Part of the title search is usually a municipal search.
it is,
So
okay.
somebody would have to
Alright.
go to the office there and say, hey, is there anything
Okay.
unusual, anything going on
Is
with
that
this property?
typical?
It's become typical in the last 10, 15 years. So whenever I do a search, it's
Uh-huh.
title search
Okay.
and municipal search. And they
Right.
go to all the different departments and probate to get everything that
Perfect.
possibly could be on the property. There's no guarantee everybody does it, but it's best practices now for attorneys to do a municipal search as well.
Standard.
yeah, and I think I'm on top of this one, so we're not gonna get that far. 'Cause
Yeah.
The next step is Phil's gonna file suit because zero response.
Yeah.
Typical fashion. Well,
Yep,
that's where this will go
yep.
by this time next month.
Okay. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Number 7, update Grasso, 30 Laurel Brook Lane, map 171, lot 1A. Notice of violation issued to property owner for conducting a significant activity in a regulated area and conservation easement without a permit. Corrective action in progress with agency and commission.
As you may recall, at the last Conservation Commission meeting, landscape architect Matt Pop presented a schematic site plan for corrective action of this, and their next step is to submit a formal permit for corrective action to the agency, which I believe will be coming in the next go around.
Okay, very nice. Number 8 is an update on permit suspension. Muddy Puddle 3 LLC, 361 Cross Highway, map 170, lot 38. Notice of violation and permit suspension issued to property owners conducting significant activity in a regulated area and conservation access easement outside the scope of the existing inland wetlands permit. Legal process in progress.
It is still in progress, although there was a STIP agreement that was executed. A side note that there is a new certificate of wetlands conformance application submitted for an in-ground pool for this property in the backyard. That's close to approval, except during our review, the drawing submitted the other day after the fact also included other items like an equipment pad and a fence, which are not on the original drawing, so that the applicant's gonna have to go back to the drawing board and submit a revised site plan, so. Otherwise, that I had the conversation with the town attorney that certificate could move forward despite what's happening as part of the rest, that was mentioned in the STIP agreement that they could proceed with the pool,
Okay,
so.
very good. Number 9, excuse me, update. Lynn Ying, 36 Woodside Circle, map 30 lot 199. Recording of the list pendants on February 13th, 2026, and multiple meetings with council department. Legal process in progress.
Not too much to update there, other than I met with town attorney and Madeline, also at Cohen and Wolf, with planning and zoning director Harrigan last week, to discuss options that they could bring back to the homeowners council. So they're having that discussion, and mostly related to corrective action on inland wetlands and water courses, but really the difficult point in this process is the FEMA regulatory floodway, and how that affects the design of the corrective action, so. A lot more work on their end than ours.
Okay. Sounds good. Number 10, update Bubble Holdings LLC, 373 Cross Highway, map 170, lot 36, conducting a significant activity, filling of inland wetlands in a regulated area without a permit. Legal process in progress, temporary injunction in effect.
Not a whole lot has happened there since my last update, so I
Okay.
don't,
The injunction's in effect, so that's a good thing. Number 11, update Norwood 120 Wakeman Lane, map 246, lot 5C, significant activities, deposition of material, wetlands, diversion, etc., without a permit. Motion for stipulated judgment filed and approved by Judge Ratcliffe on April 1, 2026. All right, so is this done now?
it is done. I just had some correspondence with Steve Walco, opposing counsel, the other day, and it is related to he had a question, his firm had a question related to stormwater management. They are working with Redness and Mead to get that final submit as a condition.
Okay,
Engineering will review that as well.
very good. Number that would be 12.
Yeah, there's 2 10s and 2 11s.
Yeah,
We just.
so this should be updated to number 12. Update Beth Howard Associates LLC, 987 Banks Road North, map 217, lot 8. Conducting a regulated activity in a regulated area and conservation easement without a permit. Proposed conservation easement revision submitted to be reviewed by Inland Wetlands and Conservation. Corrective action currently in progress under Conservation Commission, requests to appear before agency made. That's good.
That request was made at the last Conservation Commission meeting by the applicant. They are, as they explained, going to do some work on the vacant parcel across the street that the commissioner saw during the site walk. I think that involves a wetland delineation, and then they were going to revisit their proposal as part of the corrective action.
Okay,
So that's ongoing, but the department has not received anything yet.
okay.
Can I say something about that now, or do we have to wait to the next?
Well, what would, is it substantive or something about the violation itself?
As an observation,
Okay,
I don't know if you want me to, I can wait if you want, I just, I just, want- in the light of what we've been going through with a lot of these conservation easements, my strong preference is to resolve the existing violation within the context of the existing easement rather than try to define another easement area in which we could possibly have small easement area that I would say we could have possible problems with in the future. And I'm not sure what ecological value brings, but I just want, I don't know, if that's, but I would like to pass that along today, probably to the applicant. That's my preference. I'm not speaking for anybody else.
Okay. And that, this would be 13, update pilot house 1230-1260 Merwin's Lane, map 220 lots 11 and 12 significant planting. Got a permit, payment time established, payment received on April 15th, 2026.
Since the last meeting, that's the only update I have. I did meet in person with Ms. Caruso, came to the department's counter. She did present a check in the amount that was agreed upon. So
Good.
that is continuing to move forward.
Wonderful.
And then if I may, Chairman, there was one other update that's not in the agenda. Do you want me to make the request to modify this section or put it under other? I believe Attorney Russo is online. That
And we're
related to-
already,
We're ready. Let's do, can I get a motion to amend the agenda to add one more?
another motion to amend the agenda to add one more item to our legal enforcement actions.
With the consent of the person that's the subject of.
Yeah.
That
Council is here. Any second to that?
Yeah, sure.
Rick seconds, all in favor? All right, okay, so which one is it, Tim?
Yeah.
This address is 42 Inville Road. At the last Conservation Commission meeting, Commission heard more details on the matter from us and Attorney Russo. This one is also an easement issue, but also a regulated area of inland wetlands issue. So I would suggest bringing Mr. Russo in to give us an update.
Chair, Commission, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Russo with Russo and Rizzio LLC, offices at 10 Saskill Hill Road in Fairfield, here on behalf of the applicant. So if you remember last time we discussed about this, we were talking kind of a first step would be to get just an updated survey. There was some confusion about where exactly everything was in relation to the property line, because that wasn't shown accurately on the GIS system. But then also in relation to, where the conservation easement is. So we had that survey completed. We submitted it to Tim. What it showed is that there is, and you know what, I can, hold on one second, I can share this. What it showed is that the batting cage is actually slightly off property. So my client's, planning on removing that. And then there was a shed installed. You can see here if I zoom in, there was a shed installed that is within the regulated area. The other improvements that are shown here are located outside the regulated area. There was a concrete patio that used to be there, that was replaced with a bluestone patio. And then there was an extension of the driveway, basically from what I could tell from here out towards the gravel area that leads into the shed. So the area above the red here, in between the red and the shed, is gravel, and then the shed is located fully within the regulated area. So that kind of helps us understand where everything is. And so I know Tim had some comments on this, and looking to work with staff to resolve it. There is a conservation easement. A majority of it, if I switch to, hold on one second so I can change the location here. So the majority of it is actually off property. You could see if I draw a line here, one second. It clips the corner of the site here, my client's property, and then it's actually off property. I don't know if it's like 5 feet off of his property line. And that's a conservation easement that was granted by the Southport Ridge Homeowners Association to the town of Fairfield. It's an older easement. It's from '86. So it actually allows mowing on it. But it doesn't allow structures. So, the batting cage definitely would have to come out. Plus the fact it's not even on his property, so it definitely has to come out. But yeah, so that's, luckily this helps us see everything accurately, in terms of the property line. And so yeah, we're just looking to work with staff, file what's necessary. The shed, again, is obviously within the regulated area.
Okay.
Okay. So who's the client?
We'll work with Attorney Russo to deal with those staff level
What
permits.
has to be done, and
Yep.
we'll keep it on track. All right, Attorney Russo?
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for
Thank you.
waiting. Yeah.
No problem.
All right.
I'd like to make a comment.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm
Based
sorry,
on
Commissioner.
all of the results of these updates, I'd like to say there's a new sheriff in town, Tim Bishop. Doing a great job of helping to resolve a lot of these open issues, and the fact that these issues have been identified and are being executed is great work.
Yes, I will say though, I did make this comment to him on the phone, but when we talked lately, if you just happen to be driving down Mill Hill or any other place and you just see something, look the other way once. Just look.
Oh,
all right.
big hit, right?
The meetings are getting.
On the swivel.
Very good. Okay.
All right, so we are 12, staff reports. 1, reports from the Conservation Department. A, CWC permit applications received 10 as of 4/30/26. B, notice of violation issued 3. C, citations issued 0, bonds released 0. Litter boom installation scheduled for May 26, 2026. Oh, that's
great.
interesting. What's that?
We have a hard date on the calendar with Osprey Initiative, who's the manufacturer of the boom itself. Staff was in the Rooster about a month ago or so during low flow, and we, Tom and the crew and JP came up with a really nice anchor point in a boulder for the anchor on that side, on the Bridgeport side of the river. So we did have a meeting out there with Harbor Watch and the department and Osprey, and everything's ready. They have all their measurements. It's in fabrication now because it's custom. And we settled on a hard date, assuming weather or the height of the water isn't an issue. We'll watch it and let DOT know and City of Bridgeport, and maybe we, I'll talk to the this agency and I don't want to say a ribbon cutting, but some kind of ceremony, because it's
Let's throw
really the
something in
first.
the water,
A
see if it
nip
catches. Yeah, let's get a nip.
Yeah,
bottle and
we'll
throw
chuck it
there.
in.
Empty ones. We're not taking on the job or anything, okay? All right,
Nice.
excellent. That's good. Let us know, Tim, when if it is actually on that day, that'd be great.
Yeah.
F is informational regarding Public Act 25-73.
I provided that in your packets. It's just coming down from the state as it affects municipal wetland agencies. Some things coming down the pipe were related to training. There's new training work. It's currently hosted by Yukon Clear, as we know, because you've all taken it. They're looking to improve and revise that, as well as the requirement for for the amount of agency or board members on each municipal board that take the training. Right now, it's one for the entire board, which never really made any sense to me.
Right.
What about the rest of the people besides that one trained person? So this is, I just want to pass that along because it involved the agency.
But I think we've all actually been a pretty good board. I think most, if not all of us have taken that, I think. So I'm proud of this board for doing that. But yes, we didn't need to, I guess, based on what the law required, but now that will make it where everybody on the board is, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So we already did it. So we complied already. Excellent. G, request to hold IWA special meeting on June 17, 2026. I think that's prudent since we won't have a July meeting. So we'll go from one meeting to the next. But I think we should do it by a vote. So hopefully everybody's okay with that. Is there any motion to? Dabney?
Second.
Rick, seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Now, with that in mind, June 17th is the next meeting. And now we go on to Program 13, others, potential sidewalks to be scheduled. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 5 of them there. I think we should do no more than 3. And
At one time.
yeah, and which ones?
Well, Reading Road
yeah.
and Dunham are right around the corner from each
They
other.
can put it
Yeah.
together, geographically.
I don't know, maybe the John Street, the drive-by individual things, I don't know if there's a lot to see there. I don't know if
There isn't.
Where's Winton Road?
Right
That's
outside.
up around hill.
Okay, so that's not near the other.
Right next to Fairfield View.
Yeah.
And you could arrange this geographically, but.
Yeah, I could break it out into 2 visits and
Yeah,
separate them accordingly.
And is the Winton Road, is that the empty lot?
I mean, if
And
you want.
we
if
can
you wanna
access
do-
that from the street. Is
one-
it on the corner? Is it the I couldn't figure out,
You
is
can
it
see
the
it
corner?
from the car.
You can,
Maybe
yeah,
Reading and
it's,
Dunham.
there's more
But they're
area.
putting a
on
lot on that property though,
And do
right?
John
Am I
Street
wrong?
yourself?
That's the one, it's like, they're doing the whole
Every
shebang.
John- I mean.
We do need to
it's
walk it
just-
then.
Yeah, let's just do
Yeah,
John
we gotta walk it.
Because from the street, it's
I don't
only
know
like
what
a
that's
narrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember, and it's got the
Anyway.
pool and
John
the,
Street.
And then
yeah,
Winton.
yeah, we need to walk it, yeah.
Yeah, I've walked it already.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So let's do-
How
quagmire.
about if we do 150, do John Street, Reading
No.
and Dunham?
Okay.
Everybody okay with that? And
Yeah.
those will be on the June 17th meeting? And do we have enough time?
June
Are
3rd.
there any time constraints to putting Mill Hill and Winton in August?
Do you want June 3rd or June 17th for that meeting? For the-
Oh,
for-
we have 2? Yes, okay, so then John, Reading, Dunham, June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Mill Hill and Winton can be
Yeah.
17th.
17th.
And then we'll do a second site walk then before that. So
Yeah.
let's see what the dates are for the site walk. Well,
Do you want to decide that tonight?
yeah, I'd like to, so
Okay.
that we're all ready and we know what we're gonna be doing. So, how's the 27?
Yep.
Okay, so the 27th, I guess at 6 and.
May 27th?
Yeah,
Or which ones?
that will be for John,
AC and D.
Reading and Dunham.
ACD.
And then, and then I guess we can do the June 10. June 10th?
Okay.
Mill Hill.
Mill Hill and Winton.
Yeah, for Mill Hill and Winton.
Oh, wait, we're having the public hearing on June
Well, it
3rd.
just says that's what's the goal. Mill Hill Terrace is recommending a public hearing for June 3rd.
Oh,
that what we did?
Well, no, it's just what it said.
Oh, no, but that's what the staff put in the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys override that.
Sorry.
That was just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah, just arbitrary weeks ago.
What are the last two?
So then,
So it will be on June tenth for Mill Hill in Winton. And then the following week, the 17th, will be our special IWA meeting on those.
Following conservation.
Yeah, right after. Is that good with everybody?
Yeah.
So just reviewing it, because I've got my numbers crossed. May 27, 6 o'clock, what are they?
May 27th, it will be 154 John Street.
Yeah.
2834 Reading Road and 400 Dunham Road.
Okay.
And then those lead to a July 3rd inland wetlands meeting. And then the following week on June 10th, we will have site walks for 476 Mill Hill Terrace and 121 Winton Road, where the following week, June 17th, we'll have a special inland wetlands agency meeting following our regularly scheduled Conservation Commission meeting.
And both sidewalks are 6 PM.
Yes, yeah, right. I think that's,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Okay. Oh, okay. So now we're still at other, well, sort of, we can do it now. Can we discuss, Fairfield Country Day? Country Day, Country Day.
Sure.
Yeah. Any questions, comments? Does anybody want to do anything? Or
Hearing is closed. I don't see why we should hold it up. I
Yeah.
think I'm comfortable with what's
More
going
than
on there.
happy to, yeah.
They changed it significantly.
They
I
did.
mean,
Yeah,
that-
they
when the
raised
wall
that,
was
yeah,
gone,
that wall
They
and
brought it up.
up off the.
Yeah, they did a lot.
They did.
I don't think, Tim, our staff doesn't have issues with some of it, so, and then they can figure out the engineering.
They resolve the
I don't
neighbors'
think-
concerns.
Yeah, I think they can't resolve that.
So it would be great if somebody were to do a motion to approve with, staff's recommendations, and then also to,
That's the engineering concern.
yeah, to address all the
I
engineering.
make a motion to approve with staff recommendations and engineering. Yeah. And pending
Engineering.
the engineering.
Any second to the Dabney's motion?
I'll second.
A second, all in favor? All right.
I have a quick question.
Oops. Just voted. You want us to unvote?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, this is
okay.
about, this is about John's.
Motion to.
So we regulate activity within the regulated area for building. But what about once a business is operating? One of the things that I'm concerned about any kind of automotive business, like for instance, there's one right on the edge of Browns Brook in Greenfield Hill, right? So I'm always worried about like runoff and oil and gas and all kinds of other stuff running off into the stream. Do we have any jurisdiction?
We
that?
do. I mean, it's, that maybe
my
the
summer
regulated
easier.
activity is maybe there's some negligence in stormwater management. Just to be clear too, because it comes up on my board all the time in argument. Just because you're outside of the 100-foot upland review does not mean your regulated activity is unregulated.
Right.
So,
right.
That's
so
true.
whether that came up tonight, so if you were 105 feet and you're doing this building, we still regulate it. It's up to this agency and any board to determine whether the activity is regulated and may or may not have adverse impacts on wetlands and watercourses. Like you said, if it's 500 feet away, well, maybe it's on a really steep slope. Maybe the soils are poorly drained. Maybe there's some preferential pathway for migration of sediment, pollutants, whatever. Then that's a regulated activity. And I think that would stand up at court because I've seen it here and
Right.
in Ridgefield.
But the onus
So-
would be on us to find
Right.
it. and
So in this
present it.
case, really, the big things are this huge buildings going up and stormwater management is a concern. Yes, it's off-site, but you know, we're losing some upland review area. And you know, there is a regulated activity. Now, there's gonna be pavement, there's gonna be heavy trucks, there's gonna be sediment moving around, there's gonna be leaking hydraulic fluid, DEF, diesel. I
Right.
mean, you're gonna see rainbows places like
Yeah.
like
right.
that's what happens. So to your point, that regulated activity of operating commercial trucks and heavy equipment on this property. Well, now's the time to say, well, how are you addressing that?
Yeah.
Is there an oil water separator and a hydrodynamic separator before it reaches, you know, in the catch
Those are the
basin?
questions
Right,
that,
so-
like most of us, I think I can.
May
speak for
exist
everybody, we
already
don't know
because that
those
operation
questions,
is
yeah.
going on there now.
But this is a new one.
Yeah,
So there could be contamination there. I don't know. That's not in necessarily in this
Could already
board
be
purview.
contaminated.
Right,
Have
yes.
you walked it?
But yes, I have,
Yeah.
but here's the
Yeah.
thing, like, we don't know to ask those questions. Or.
And well, and that's part of,
Sidewalk.
But
part
it-
of what
but-
we said was not the application wasn't complete, and that's why we didn't
Right.
recommend anything.
But like, what
We're
if?
saying give
what
us
if
more
they just
info.
Say, well, we're complying with all of the, you know, whoever,
Zoning.
no, but
Yeah,
like,
stormwater regulations,
whatever safety,
Water quality.
DEP regulates spills.
DEP or like, or what, you know, whatever, organization
OSHA.
oversees things, OSHA, yeah, or,
Sidewalk tells the story,
right,
right? Sidewalk.
but once it's open,
It's been open for a long time. There hasn't been a complaint yet. There hasn't been a sidewalk either.
right.
So the design really is where this comes in, and if the agency feels that they need an expert, then
Hire one.
we'll get an expert.
And if we're worried about it, once it's operating, like, let's just take the old gas station in Greenfield Hill, and we could supposedly we could test that water and make sure that
It's
it's okay, right?
difficult to do.
That's, yeah,
Really
that's a
kind of up
different,
beyond what we're, as
that's
an
a
agency.
different ask.
Yeah, so that's what
Unless
I'm
we
asking.
saw something, if we saw antifreeze leaking out of the ground into the
Right.
stream, then we say,
Okay,
then,
that's
then
what
we
I-
go to deep because
what
that's
I
a
was
spill.
trying to-
Go to
Okay,
deep.
that's
I
what
don't
I
know
was
that we
trying to
can
get at.
handle that.
Incidental spills from operations would have to be incorporated to prevent that in the
Yeah.
design, right, as
Got it.
this board now.
That's all I was trying to figure out. Great, thank you.
And that stormwater is going into the ground, so maybe there's a catch basin or a zipper drain in front of this huge garage.
Right.
Well, where's that going?
Where's it
Let's see your design. How are you gonna deal with there? And I think Sarah and I talked about, there's floor drains in this building. So when a machine leaks diesel or hydraulic fluid from a leaking piston on a big truck, where's that going? I wanna see an oil water separator. I wanna see the hydrodynamic separator from all the dirt on the truck that's gonna go down the drain and into this
I
system.
appreciate the conversation. I just feel uncomfortable. We're not doing it within a public hearing.
Okay.
So, but I know that.
So,
I will bring it up.
Yeah, we bring it up again if you wouldn't
One
mind.
one last thing with other, I hope everyone is as excited as I am about the presentation that Craig Rapaz is going to be doing at our conservation meeting on the 20th. He's the executive director of Lights Out Connecticut, which you may remember.
That was coming.
And I've gotten him to cut his presentation down to 50 slides.
Okay.
From 70.
That's great.
Are we done?
I'm working on it to get it down to 10.
Excellent. Good job, folks.
I
Good
wanted
seeing
to-
you, Dabney.
Thank you. It's good to be in person again. I wanted to show you.
You're very,
Brownsboro.
yeah.